Day 10 of training camp for the Philadelphia Eagles is in the books. And for the offense, it was another really good day of training camp. Defense, they're saying that the offense in two series specifically got the best of the defense, and it was a situation where the Eagles needed to kill the clock to win the game. It was one of those type of scenarios, and they were able to run that efficiently. 2 runs, set up the game, winning like kneel out, I guess that's what you want to call it. And Jalen Hurts had a really good day at training camp as well. The defense is still making plays, but what I'm really starting to like is how well this offense is coming together. The only thing about it, though, is we still have yet to see Makai Lemon. He was out once again with a hamstring injury. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is now like the fourth or fifth practice in a row where Makai Lemon is not there because of his hamstring. I'm not necessarily worried about Devontae Smith because we already know what kind of player he is and how he'll be ready to go week 1. We know exactly what we're getting from Devontae Smith. We just haven't seen anything yet from our first-round pick in Makai Lemon. That's why there's so many eyes on him in particular right now, is because with the departure of A.J. Brown and with the wide receiver room being as new as it is, we need these guys to be out there on the field getting reps in, practicing. And I'm hoping that we are at least able to see him in a preseason game. I don't think he'll play this Saturday, but maybe next Saturday we might see Makai Lemon jump in a preseason game and get a few reps going and maybe get back on the field for some training camp reps as well. But we desperately need to get this guy going if he's going to be a part of the Eagles' offense and future plans going forward as our first-round pick. It definitely would be what he's going to be for the Eagles, is a featured player in this offense, someone that we're going to need to depend on to make big plays and be reliable. Another thing that I find really interesting is this rumor that is starting to spread around and people wanting the Eagles to go and bring back one of our former great tight ends in Zach Ertz. Now, Zach Ertz, he's on the older side. He's coming off a really bad injury during his time with the Commanders, though he was one of Jayden Daniels' most reliable weapons up until that injury happened. And I remember in that NFC Championship game, we blew the Commanders out, but if I'm not mistaken, Zach Ertz had like 100+ something receiving yards. He did his thing that day. And he really has remained to be a solid tight end throughout his time with other teams. Cardinals, he was a solid tight end. With the Commanders, he was a solid tight end. So maybe you bring in a guy like that could add something else to this team, because it's appearing that Eli Stowers is not necessarily ready to play live football right now. As a pro, he needs some time to grow and develop still. And people are thinking that Johnny Munt, him being a blocking tight end, that would give away what the Eagles are trying to do on certain plays. The other team knows the Eagles are a run-heavy team and that Johnny Munt is a run-blocking tight end, one of the best run-blocking tight ends in the league, that is. It's pretty predictable when you see him come in. It's kind of an indicator that, hey, Eagles are about to try to run the ball, whether it be a pitch play, inside zone, something like that. They're getting ready to run the ball. So that could be something that's interesting, is what the Eagles might look to do as far as strengthening the tight end position, because I do understand where people are coming from, where they say, hey, outside of Dallas Goedert and Johnny Munt, we might need a third guy in there to kind of give this offense some more creativity, a way to wiggle around things, because Zach Ertz, he's a good blocker and he's a good catcher. So we just have to wait and see what happens with that.
Eagles training camp in the books, and today was a situational football day, which day 9 was as well, but on day 9, the offense didn't get the job done. Today, day 10, the offense got the job done. At the end of practice, it was 11 on 11, first team offense, first team defense, and it was up to the offense to kill the clock, to get a first down, end the game, ice away a win. And that's really something that this team, for as many games as they've won, struggled with last year, right? You think about how the second half leads that they blew, the fact they were good in the first half and couldn't get anything going in the second half. So first team offense, first team defense, Saquon Barkley, 2 runs, boom, done, first down. And watching that, my main thought watching it was, this is a team that's going to be in close games this year, right? They have an offense that is learning. They have a defense that's really good. It's going to be a lot of one-score games, a lot of close games in the fourth quarter, right? Chicago, Monday night, early on. The Rams, we know how close the Eagles play the Rams, and they win those games oftentimes. So the difference between winning and losing, winning 13 games, 10 games, is going to be the situational football. It's going to be running. It's going to be the offensive line. And I thought on Tuesday, the offensive line got the better of the defense when they needed to. And if they can do that this year, you're probably looking at a 13-win team. So only 2 plays, but I thought they were very meaningful and a reminder of what the Eagles need from the offense.
Yeah, so I think that's really good to hear that over these past few practices, the Eagles have been working on specifically situational football, like scenarios, because Elliott is right when he talks about how there were times during these games where when it was time to close it out, the Eagles just couldn't do that. I mean, go back to that game against the Cowboys. You're up 21-0, and by the end of that game, you had gave up 24 points unanswered without doing anything offensively in the second half. Then you go to the Buccaneers game. You were dominating the Buccaneers. Jalen Hurts was carving their defense up, and they were blitzing them in that first half. And you come back out in the second half, and you're in a situation where you need your defense to get a stop in order to kill the run from the Buccaneers to make a comeback when it shouldn't have even been a situation like that. Another one I can think of, you were up 17-3 against the Broncos late into the third, and you lost that game as well. So that's 3 games right there, how we say the difference between winning 10 or 11 games to winning 13. That's 3 games right there that the Eagles should have won and would have had them at 13 wins last season. So I agree with Elliott when he says that, and I'm really happy to hear that they are working hard to get better at those situational opportunities and schemes throughout the course of a game, because those moments will come, especially when you are playing competition that is on par with you. So I'm happy to hear that. After training camp, Vic Fangio was doing his little conference that they do after things are concluded for the day, and I guess he was asked if we could expect to see some of the defensive players getting reps during this first preseason game.
I haven't discussed it in detail. We'll see how that goes, but you guys have been around me.
So you see there, he said we really haven't discussed it and that they would see how it goes. Now, if it's one thing I know about the Eagles and the media, specifically our coaching staff, they don't like to give away anything, bro, like at all. So I highly doubt that they haven't discussed the starters playing, knowing that this is the first game of the year coming up. They definitely have probably discussed if the starters are going to play or not, but they don't want to reveal that information. This just not how we roll, man. So I'm definitely hoping that we get to see some of the guys play, but at the same time, I've always understood why Coach Nick Sirianni and Vic Fangio have been very cautious about giving our starters reps during a preseason game, especially when you look at the offense right now. Our wide receiver position specifically has taken a big hit as far as injuries. We are already down Mekhi Lemon and Smith due to hamstring injuries. Obviously, we're going to get to see Darius Cooper and Hollywood Brown and those guys, but say they were healthy, I understand not wanting to play your starters. Or look at the offensive line. Lane Johnson's coming off of a season where he missed 70% of it. It feels like Lane Johnson wasn't there for. Missed like 7 games. So I understand being cautious and not wanting to play your starters during the preseason. I get it. It would just be nice to see a few reps from these guys just to kind of give us an idea of what it'll kind of look like come game day in September. But as we all know, in preseason, it's a lot of vanilla stuff, a lot of basic packages that are run. None of the stuff that they're really going to reveal would happen in a preseason game. I don't think teams have ever done that. It's just not a smart strategy, if you ask me. But with that being said, man, this is the Nate Sports World. Please remember to like the video, comment down below, subscribe, and I'll be coming at y'all very soon because I kind of want to give my thoughts on what we could expect from this first preseason game and some players that I'm really hope make an impact and stand out and who I'm hoping makes this team. Y'all have a good day.